Welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. We are in the Milady Aesthetics book. At the end of Chapter 2, the competency progress and the glossary, which I will divide into two separate videos. Please note, I am not AI. Mistakes will be made. Just laugh along with me. Competency progress. How are you doing with anatomy and physiology? Check off the Chapter 2 learning objectives below that you feel you have mastered. Leave unchecked those objectives you need to return to. Explain why estheticians need knowledge of anatomy and physiology. Describe the basic structure and function of a cell. Describe the 4 types of tissue found in the body. Define the functions of major organs and systems of the body that intersect with the integumentary system and aesthetics. List the 5 accessory organs of the skin. Identify the 5 functions of the skeletal system. Recognize the muscles involved in aesthetic massage. Describe the 3 nerve branches of the head, neck, essential for performing facial treatments. Outline how the circulatory system influences the health of the skin. Explain the independence of the lymphatic, circulatory, and immune systems. Identify the glands that make up the endocrine system. List how hormonal changes in the reproductive system can affect the skin. Describe what occurs during inhalation and exhalation. Explain the 5 steps in digestion. List the 5 organs that comprise the excretory system. And the glossary. Pronunciation might be an issue on some of these. Abduction. Muscles that draw a body part how about reading might be an issue. Muscles that draw a body part, such as a finger, arm, or toe, away from the midline of the body or of an extremity. In the hand, abduction separates the fingers. Absorption. The transport of fully digested food into the circulatory system to feed the tissues and cells. Accessory nerve, also known as 11th cranial nerve, a type of motor nerve that controls the motion of the neck and shoulder muscles. Adduction, muscles that draw a body part, such as a finger, arm, or toe, inward toward the median axis of the body or of an extremity. In the hand, adduction draw the fingers together. Adenosine triphosphate transports chemical energy within cell metabolism. Adipose tissue, a specialized connective tissue considered fat, which gives smoothness and contour to the body and cushions and insulates the body. Adrenal glands, glands that are located at the top of the kidneys, assisting in the regulation of metabolism, stress response and blood pressure, and support of immune system health through the generation of specific hormones. Anatomy, the study of the human body structure, how the body parts are organized, and the science of the structure of organisms or of their parts. Aorta, the body's largest artery, the arterial trunk that carries blood from the heart to be distributed by branch arteries through the body. Arteries, thick-walled, muscular, flexible tubes that carry oxygenated blood from the heart to the capillaries throughout the body. Arterioles, small arteries that deliver blood to capillaries. Auricularis muscles, the 3 muscles of the ear that work together to move the ear upward, forward, or backward. Auriculotemporal nerve affects the external ear and skin above the temple up to the top of the skull. autonomic nervous system, abbreviated ANS, the part of the nervous system that controls the involuntary muscles, regulates the action of smooth muscles, glands, blood vessels, and heart. Belly, the middle part of the muscle. Biceps, muscle producing the contour of the front and inner side of the upper arm. Blood, nutritive fluid circulating through the cardiovascular system, which is the heart, veins, artery, and capillaries, to supply oxygen and nutrients to cells and tissues and to remove carbon dioxide and waste from them. Blood vessels, tube-like structures that transport blood to and from the heart and to various tissues of the body, include arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, and veins. Blood systems, groups of body organs acting together to perform one or more functions. What did I say? Body systems. I think I said blood systems. Why? I don't know. Body systems, groups of body organs acting together to perform one or more functions. The human body is composed of 11 major systems. Brain, part of the central nervous system contained in the cranium, largest and most complex nerve tissue, controls sensation, muscles, and granular activity. Brain stem, structure that connects the spinal cord to the brain. Buccal nerve affects the muscles of the mouth. Buccinator, the thin flat muscle of the cheek between the upper and lower jaw, that compresses the cheeks and expels air between the lips, as in when blowing a whistle. Capillaries, tiny, thin-walled blood vessels that connect the smaller arteries to the veins. Capillaries bring nutrients to the cells and carry away waste materials. Cardiovascular system, body system consists of the heart, arteries, veins, and capillaries for the distribution of blood throughout the body. Carpus, also known as wrist, a flexible joint composed of 8 small, irregular bones, carpals, held together by ligaments. Cell membrane, part of the cell that encloses the protoplasm and permits soluble substances to enter and leave the cell. Cells, basic unit of all living things, capable of performing all the fundamental functions of life. Central nervous system, abbreviated CNS. Cerebrospinal nervous system consists of the brain, spinal cord, spinal nerves, and cranial nerves. Cervical nerves, a branch of the facial nerve that affects the side of the neck and the platysma muscle. Cervical cutaneous nerve, located at the side of the neck, affects the front and sides of the neck as far down as the breastbone. Cervical vertebrae, the 7 bones of the top part of the vertebral column, located in the neck region. Circulatory system, also known as cardiovascular system that controls the steady circulation of the blood through the body by means of the heart and blood vessels. Clavicle, also known as collarbone, bone joining the sternum and scapula. Common carotid arteries that supply blood to the face, head, and neck, located on either side of the neck, having an internal and external branch. Connective tissue, fibrous tissue that binds together, protects, and supports the various parts of the body, such as bone, cartilage, and tendons. Examples of connective tissue are bone, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, blood, lymph, and fat. Corrugator muscle, facial muscle that draws eyebrows down and wrinkles the forehead vertically. Cranium, oval, bony case that protects the brain. Defecation, elimination of feces from the body. Deltoid, large triangular muscle covering the shoulder joint that allows the arm to extend outward and to the side of the body. Deoxyribonucleic ASUD. Okay. Abbreviated DNA, the blueprint material of genetic information, contains all the information that controls the function of every living cell. Deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. All right. Depressor angularis, also known as triangularis muscle, muscle extending alongside the chin that pulls down the corner of the mouth. Diaphragm, muscular wall that separates the thorax from the abdominal region and helps control breathing. Digestion, breakdown of food by mechanical and chemical means. Digestive enzymes, chemicals that change certain kinds of food into a form that can be used by the body. Digestive system, also called the gastrointestinal system, responsible for changing food into nutrients and waste, consists of the mouth, stomach, intestines, salivary and gastric glands, and other organs. Digital nerve, sensory motor nerve that with its branches supplies impulses to the fingers. Digits, also known as phalanges, the bones in the fingers, 3 in each finger and 2 in each thumb, totaling 14 bones. Ductless glands, also known as endocrine glands, glands that release secretion called hormones directly into the bloodstream. 11th cranial nerve, also known as accessory nerve, a motor nerve that controls the motion of the neck and shoulder muscle. Endocrine glands, also known as ductless glands, releases secretions called hormones directly into the bloodstream, which in turn influence the welfare of the entire body. Endocrine system, group of specialized glands that affect the growth, development, sexual activities, and health of the entire body. Enzymes, a group of complex proteins produced by living cells that act as catalysts in specific chemical reactions in the body, such as digestion. Epicranius, also known as the occipitofrontalis, a broad muscle that covers the top of the skull and includes the occipitulus and frontalis. Epithelial tissue, protective covering on body surfaces such as the skin, mucous membranes, and lining of the heart, digestive and respiratory organs and glands. Ethmoid bone, light spongy bone between the eye sockets that forms part of the nasal cavity. Excretory system, group of organs including the kidneys, liver, skin, large intestine, and lungs that purify the body by elimination of waste matter. Exhalation, breathing outward, expelling carbon dioxide from the lungs. Exocrine glands, also known as duct glands, produce a substance that travels through small tube-like ducts. Sweat and oil glands of the skin belong to this group. Extension, when muscles straighten, when the wrist, hand, and fingers form a straight line, for example. External jugular vein, vein located on the side of the neck that carries blood returning to the heart from the head, face, and neck. Facial nerve, it is the chief motor nerve of the face. It emerges near the lower part of the ear and extends to the muscles of the neck. 5th cranial nerve, also known as trifacial or trigeminal nerve. It is the chief sensory nerve of the face and it serves as the motor nerve of the muscles that control chewing. It has 3 branches. Flexion, when muscles move to pull the body part toward the core of the body, such as when the biceps of the arm are activated toward the body. Frontal bone, bone forming the forehead. Frontalis, front anterior portion of the epicranius muscle of the scalp that raises the eyebrows, draws the scalp forward, and causes wrinkles across the forehead. Gastrointestinal system, responsible for changing food into nutrients and waste, also called the digestive system. Glabella, the corrugator and procerus muscle, considered an area or region such as between the eyebrows and or on the frontal bone, not specifically a muscle or bone. Glands, an organ that contributes to keeping the body in homeostasis by producing chemicals, including hormones, that are passed directly into the bloodstream because the glands have no duct system to travel through. Greater auricular nerve, located at the side of the neck, affects the face, ears, neck, and parotid gland. Greater occipital nerve, located in the back of the head, affects the scalp as far up as the top of the head. Heart, muscular, cone-shaped organ that keeps the blood moving within the circulatory system. Histology, also known as microscopic anatomy, the study of the structure and composition of tissue. Hormones, secretions produced by one of the endocrine glands and carried by the bloodstream or body fluid to another part of the body or a body organ to stimulate functional activity or secretions such as insulin, adrenaline, and estrogen. Humerus, uppermost and largest bone of the arm, extending from the elbow to the shoulder. Hyoid bone, U-shaped bone at the base of the tongue that supports the tongue and its muscle. Infraorbital nerve affects the skin of the lower eyelid, side of the nose, upper lip, and mouth. Infratracheal nerve affects the membrane and skin of the nose. Ingestion, eating or taking food into the body. Inhalation, breathing in through the nose or mouth. Oxygen is absorbed by the blood. Insertion, point where the skeletal muscle is attached to a bone or other more movable body part. Integumentary system, the skin and its accessory organs, such as the oil and sweat glands, sensory receptors, hair, and nails. Internal jugular vein located at the side of the neck to collect blood from the brain and parts of the face and neck. Interstitial fluid, a solution that bathes and surrounds the cells and provides the cells with nutrients and a method of removing cell waste. The fluid contains components that are involved in blood clotting and wound healing. Joint, connection between 2 or more bones of the skeleton. Kidneys, one of the organs which supports the excretory system by eliminating water and waste products. Lacrimal bones, smallest, most fragile, thin bones located in the front inside wall of the orbits, which are the eye sockets. Latimus dorsi, large, flat, triangular muscle covering the lower back. Lesser occipital nerve, also known as smaller occipital nerve, located at the base of the skull, affects the scalp and muscle behind the ears. Levator anguli oris, muscle associated with smiling. levator palpebrae superioris muscle, a thin muscle that controls the eyelid and can be easily damaged during makeup application. Levator excuse me. Levator labii superioris, a muscle associated with lifting the wings of the nose and upper lip. It is sometimes called the quadratus labii superioris. Liver, a gland in the abdominal cavity that secretes enzymes necessary for digestion, synthesizes proteins, and detoxifies the blood. It regulates sugar levels in the blood and helps with decomposition of red blood cells and produces hormones necessary for body functions. Lungs, main organs of the respiratory system, two of them located on either side of the heart, take oxygen from the environment and transfer it to the bloodstream. They also exchange oxygen for carbon dioxide during a breath. Lymph, a liquid composed of changing components in the interstitial fluid as the fluid is circulating throughout the body, dispersing white blood cells and cell nutrients such as sugars, fats, and salts, as well as absorbing toxins and waste. Lymph node, gland-like structure found inside lymphatic vessels, filters the lymphatic vessels and helps fight infection. Lymphatic immune system, vital to the circulatory and immune system, made up of lymph nodes, lymphus gland, spleen, and lymph vessels that act as an aid in the blood system. The lymphatic and immune systems are closely connected in that they protect the body from disease by developing resistance and destroying disease-causing microorganisms. Mandible, lower jawbone, largest and strongest bone of the face. That will complete this video. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I will continue this glossary in another video. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day. I hope this was helpful to you. Thanks. Bye.